Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Game on Cloud 9 here, and I'm here to bring you guys this late Bleach chapter 527 prediction. Now, I just have to say, I know this should have been out like a few days ago, but any of you guys out there who are in college, you already know what it is. When you have a midterm, when you have a project, a bunch of things going on, sometimes you can't always get to the things that you want to do right then and there. Now that I'm on break, I was able to instantly do this. I mean, I was going to do it Friday anyway, at least. I planned on doing it last night. And when I tried to do it last night, I'm not going to lie, I stayed up a little bit too late. So I was a little too sleepy in order to do the review, or at least to do a good review. So anyway, yeah, this prediction slash review, whatever you guys want to call it, I would definitely say, I mean, it's going to be, I would say since it was a short chapter, it's not going to be really that long at all, honestly. Because the chapter moves fairly quickly. It gets straight down to the point. I wasn't really the biggest fan of it, and mainly due to the fact that it was hard for me to understand a lot of it was going on. I'm not going to say that it made no sense or anything like that, because maybe it's just something I'm missing, maybe it's just something I'm not understanding, but I mean, there were some parts in it where I'm like, dang, I really am confused on it, and that's rare for me. That's very rare for me for it to actually happen, especially when it comes down to Bleach and Naruto, because I mean, I know these series like backwards and forwards. But alright, the Bleach chapter, just to give a quick synopsis, leaves off, or I should say starts off where we left off, with Kenpachi slicing Unohana. She starts healing herself and says that pretty much, she learned how to heal herself in order to be able to, I guess, fight longer in combat. I guess similar to how Kenpachi, he has the eye patch on, so, and and not only that, but he's restrained his own power so he can fight longer. That's pretty much her method. So they're going ahead, of course, fighting again. She goes into Bankai, which when I saw that, I started going crazy when I first read this chapter. Like, oh shoot, Bankai, Bankai, Bankai. Like, I've been wanting to see what it can do, see how powerful she's going to be. I don't understand it. I don't understand how Unohana's Bankai work. I mean, I've literally read the chapter a few times trying to figure it out. I'm like, okay, it starts, blood starts gushing out of it. It looks like, or some kind of liquid starts gushing out of it, and then she like holds it like kind of like this. So I'm thinking like, all right, I don't like. I'm trying to figure out like what's going on. For a minute when I first saw it, I was okay. Does it eradicate everything? Because I saw Kenpachi like turn to dust. And then I was thinking like, okay, no. I'm like, because he seemed like he reappeared the way he was before. So I'm like, okay, I doubt that was the case. Maybe it was some type of illusion. But I'm thinking like that would be just like Aizen's Shikai. So it would be a little bit weird if she's just casting illusions or whatnot. So I'm like, I don't understand how it works. Maybe she hasn't really shown the ability off yet. I don't know, but it's a bit hard to understand. So obviously, I mean, after that particular part of the chapter, when they were clashing, there was a few different things they were saying. Obviously, after she went Bankai, or I should say, since she was Bankai, I assume for like the rest of the chapter. Again, it was kind of hard to distinguish what her Bankai actually did. So I don't know if it's a type of Bankai where maybe she just uses it in an instant, or if it's a constant release in a sense, like when Ichigo, his sword turns black, and he has of course the whole jacket on. We know he's all clad as Bankai. I don't really understand Unohana's, but anyway, she is in Bankai. She's fighting with Kenpachi, and Kenpachi says he's finally realizes what true power is when he fights against her. Obviously, symbolizing not only that, but he's back at full strength. Finally, he's finally unlocked his true potential once again. And Unohana, she says, a few things, obviously, towards the end. But before that, we get a little short flashback of seeing when she fought against Kenpachi, and seeing, when she actually beat him. And saying that, every once in, I guess, every one, I mean, I think one Kenpachi in every era, there's only supposed to be one in every era, something along those lines. And pretty much when she saw Zaraki, that's when she discovered the next Kenpachi, and she knew after beating him that he was the next Kenpachi. So I don't know if she saved him after that or what, but one thing that she noted at the end of the chapter after they did this final, somewhat of a clash, I guess you could say, she said he's the only person who ever made her feel true joy. And obviously that comes from combat for her. So, I mean, pretty much the only person that can contend with her, go toe-to-toe, which is a little weird. And the only reason I say a little weird, because I would think that Yamamoto would be capable of doing the same thing. I mean, we've all seen Yamamoto do these, crazy slashes or whatever. I mean, he cut Ion, like, in two with ease just with one strike. So, I don't know, but I mean, yeah. So she that's the last thing that she said at the end of the chapter, and then we see Zaraki stabbed Unohana straight through the throat, and that was pretty much the end. You know, symbolizing that's probably her death. Now, the thing is, I'm not a biggest fan of it because I wanted to see. I mean, if Unohana is really dead, I wanted to see her go out a little bit more epic. I mean, now don't get me wrong. Everything doesn't have to be all flashy or whatnot when you're trying to kill off a character. You know, because I know a lot of us probably get sucked into that because you see it a lot in battle manga. So, you know, Kubo could have. I mean, I don't mind the fact that he went and took a different approach to killing off Unohana, but I mean, I don't even understand how her Bankai worked. I mean, it would have been nice to maybe get a little short explanation during the chapter of what her Bankai did or whatnot. And I kind of felt like he didn't really take the time to do that. So I mean, that's why I kind of feel a little weird about the chapter. You know, I mean, yes, I mean the chapter obviously, you know, got straight to the point as far as okay, they clashed. You know, you saw how each one of them felt about fighting each other, which we kind of got in the previous chapters, and then it ended. But you know, I don't know. I just kind of felt like this fight could have been better in some aspects, and you know, I didn't mind the flashback too much, but as far as like you know understanding her Bankai, understanding you know why like you know understanding you know why Unohana. I don't know how to put it. Like oh, I would say why Unohana felt that's the only necessary way to be able to unlock Kenpachi's power. I mean, we didn't see any kind of like I don't understand what the whole was it the killing arts what they really do because was that a part of the killing arts? You know, when you kill somebody off and you revive them, is that what what's the name Kiraku was actually talking about? I'm just really confused by this week's Bleach chapter. I mean, again, if anybody can explain it to me and you know like explain what was going on towards the end and understand where the killing arts come into as far as the you know Zaraki Kenpachi's training, then let me know. You can PM me or whatever. By the way, if you're watching this video on Saturday on the 15th of February in 2013, you can go ahead and check out the Otaku Battle Dome at 10 o'clock. Just wanted to let everybody know. But yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on that. I mean, the chapter. But as far as what I think is going to come up next, I mean, Zaraki, obviously, I'm thinking, okay, now that he's beaten her, we're going to start off next week probably, you know, him you know closing out the fight pretty much. I mean, he's already kind of closed it out, but giving his last little thoughts, maybe thanking her for all the fights they had together or something, and he's probably going to leave that place. I'm definitely thinking probably towards the second half of the chapter we're going to see Ichigo again, see what he's been up to, see what's going on, you know, see you know him fighting against the Asauchi since we have left off from Ichigo a little bit ago. So that's pretty much all I think about this week's chapter, and that's all I really can determine since I don't understand the Bankai. But anyway, I think the chapter was decent this week, I guess, of Bleach. Feel free to put whatever your thoughts are down in the comment section below. Don't forget to rate this. So if you liked it, please put a thumbs up. And if you didn't like it, you can put a thumbs down. If you want to, the choice is yours. Don't forget to go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you enjoy my content and you would like to see more of it. Anyway, thank you for watching. See you later.